Some days I wake up in the morning and the first thing that hits me, like a bucket of fucking cold water, is my thinking brain. It's instantly, I'm like, boof. I'm slapped with my thinking mind that's thinking about thinking about things that happened the day before. Usually this happens after there's been some sort of emotional trigger the day before that I carry over like a hangover. Maybe someone said something, or I've been in a bad mood and I've said the wrong thing, or whatever it is. Some lassie rejected me. Something that sticks with me. And actually, interestingly enough, it only sticks with me when I'm in a lower state, because the same situation, for example, a lassie rejecting me, in one state seems to just, wear away at the last vestiges of my defences and just strike me at my fucking core like a tooth, like it's sugar hitting a rotten tooth, just like, oosh. Whereas other days, it feels as if my teeth are, my proverbial or metaphorical teeth of my defences are just so strong, it doesn't matter what I eat. It doesn't matter what hits me. I hope that image made sense. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what anyone says to me. I'm just fucking rock solid. And to an extent, what state I'm in from day to day is not within my control. This isn't a thing of, just stop being a bitch. Just fucking man up and just deal with it. Like, sometimes your shield, let's say, energetic shield, is a lot stronger than others. Maybe it's something to do with your aura, or I'm not sure how all these things work. But all I can say is that my experience of life is that sometimes one thing will get to me, and then the same thing could happen to me the next day, and it wouldn't even fucking touch the sides. It wouldn't even get anywhere close to striking me, to really getting in there like a jab. So anyways, there are some days when I wake up and something's gotten to me the day before, and I'm carrying it in my mind. I've been thinking about it the night before, even though I shouldn't, and I'm aware that my fucking brain's thinking about it, but I still just can't seem to get it. I can't seem to get my brain away from thinking about this thing. And so you wake up, and the first thing is just thinking about this problem that you've created. And it's, I'm doing my yoga, and all I'm fucking doing is thinking about this fucking problem. Then I do my meditation for an hour, and then all I'm doing is fucking thinking about this fucking problem. And I know straight away that a day like this is just a write-off. It feels already. The trick is to just not let these things get to you and just do whatever you're supposed to do anyways, right? I don't react to it, but and I still do all the things I'm supposed to do, but it's just like, I don't understand why. I don't know whether there's some astrological phenomenon that means that some days I wake up and I'm just fucking lost in my mind and I just can't come back. And nothing I do. I try to do everything. I'm walking down the beach, I go for a swim, I come and sit out here in the fucking grass, I play my guitar, I do all the things that you're supposed to do, and meditate, yoga, work, and yet I just can't control my mind. Or I can't even be aware enough of my mind. And yet there are other days where you wake up and I can tell instantly, the second I open my eyes, because there's this pristine stillness, the kind of hush you might get after a heavy snowfall. You know that sound when a heavy snowflake lands gently on a bed of snow, that whew kind of sound. That's what it feels like to me when I wake up these days. And I didn't choose to wake up like that. Maybe it's the result, maybe the cause was the fact that the day before I was really productive and I did all the things, maybe. But I just wake up and I can instantly, I'm like, oh, peace, quiet, stillness. And then everything I do that day seems to be blessed. Seems to go perfectly. The conversations are great. The eye contact, I'm making intense eye contact with people. I'm just there. I'm actually there, connecting with people. It's effortless. I seem to, be able to sort of radiate something, have this magnetic force that escapes me on other days when I'm just in my thinking mind. And so I've been thinking about this phenomenon, about the fact that some days you wake up and the mind's just so powerful. Then other days the mind's not there to an extent. Why is that? Do you experience that? I imagine everyone does. That's the whole good days and bad days thing. But for me, the differentiating factor between a good day and a bad day is literally how in my mind I am. To me, I find my mind to be the number one enemy I have in this world. And everything I do is to attempt to, you can see in that logo or that banner that I made, is to attempt to take the chaos of my mind and turn it into stillness. And despite all this effort, I don't know, it's not a battle. That's probably the wrong word to use. I keep saying that's a battle against the mind. The mind's my enemy. Maybe that's the wrong kind of words to use, but that, up until this point, is the way I've been looking at it. But it's like everything that's ever went bad in my life has been a result of just allowing my mind to run away, allowing my thoughts about things to run away from me, to imagine negative things happening in the future, anxiety, to think about things that happened in the past and ruminate, depression. And it's a bit of a bumper sticker, but that's all we do. Even in this moment, I could be sitting here thinking about, okay, I'm going to go to the beach next to go for a swim, right? Okay, probably going to wrap this up. Should I edit this? You know, your mind's just always doing this. It's always planning. But is it possible to just be in the moment, absolutely in the moment, as if this is the single materialization? There is nothing else. There is nothing else. That's what I've been trying to do more and more. It's very difficult. And the mind is the obstacle that gets in the way of that. When the mind is quiet, it's much more possible to have this level of presence. Because the mind is time. The mind is thought. What is thought other than time? We're not thinking about what's happening now, that's for sure. We're thinking about what happened before or what's going to happen. So the mind is time. And this kind of timeless state of presence, the freedom, bliss, peace, exists only outside of the mind. Yeah. Yeah. I always used to look at hippies when they did these fucking, long pauses, long silence and deep breaths, and think it was so pretentious, but for me, it happens more now because it's authentic. The flow that I was in finished, and instead of being, and filling it with something because I'm nervous, you just take a chill, sit for a second, wait for the next thing to pop into your head. That's a much more relaxed way to interact, I find. Instead of this oh fuck, there's silence, oh quick say something, and then it's just the mind that's speaking again. So that's what happened there. Anyways, I think this has been slightly more rambling than normal, and I apologise for that, but that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Can't all be perfect. All the time. Yeah. Don't know if I have anything to conclude this in a beautiful way other than it's quite cracking here. Let me turn this camera around. See, sunset up there. Some fields. Some cows. It's the wee house I'm staying in. Quite jungly, it's quite nice. So, all the best. Thank you. And have a lovely day. See you later.